Have you ever been to Peckhamplex?
Is that Peckham Cinema?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I was there when it was when they used to serve wings though.
Thank you for checking out the Boys Quarter podcast, where we are in the compound, but we don't belong in the main house. We're available, so feel free to go and check us out on all the audio platforms. But since you are here, please do click the like button. Make sure you're subscribed. Let's get into this content. Why is that the qualifying factor?
Yeah, because everybody used to mock it like, oh, so ghetto.
Hey, bro.
But you could never get the wings.
Bro, the
The
wings go,
sold out.
wings gonna stay sold out. What do you mean? What do you mean?
I'm not even talking. They said we are out of stock.
They said there's no more chickens left.
There's no more chickens in South London left, yo. It was just it was because whether you like it or not, wings in the cinema. You're at home now.
What do you mean? It bangs.
It bangs.
It bangs. That idea bangs, bro. Like I want proper food in cinemas, bro.
I've been to so many. Like I like cinema in it, so even when I go to other countries, I go to the cinema.
Okay, where?
I want to see what their cinemas are like.
Okay, where else have you been cinema?
Like when you go to Dubai, it's unnecessary. It's like nigga, just put the film. Damn, just the seat can talk. You know what I mean?
Also, okay, so you went cinema in Dubai. I've never actually done that.
Oh, I went cinema with Dominic Holland and Shadia.
Okay, how was it going with them?
It was good. We watched the film with Matthew McConaughey. I forgot the name of the film.
Okay.
It's a good film.
I've been cinema with Sean Mayo in Birmingham. That was intense, bro. We went to watch Fury, and that's his stuff, man. When it's about war and
why you agreed, I would have finessed that so well,
bro. You know I'd be looking out to try and hang out with somebody, man.
my phone off. I've been missing.
The movie was good. Yeah, it's like you're going to go and watch. It's like going to go and watch Star Trek with a Trekkie. That's what it was like watching Fury with him. Like he loves war.
It's funny because when we were out there, his son's film was being advertised.
Dominic Holland's son.
Yeah,
Tom Holland. Yeah.
I'm excited about that. It's nice to see his son poster everywhere.
Yeah, I know. That must be mad, you know. Yeah. Like you used to live in my balls, man.
Like he's Spiderman's dad. Do you know what I mean? So it's like it's quite interesting. But I've been cinema.
But sometimes you might even have to take on that second-hand pride. Like I'm hanging out with Spider-Man's dad, right? I was just at the movies with him, you know.
Nah, it wasn't. It's funny because his son called him while they were filming Uncharted, which is with Mark Wahlberg, which is out in the cinema soon. And he was like, "How's the show's going in Dubai?" He goes, "Yeah, it's good. I'm having to carry all of them, but it's all right." And so, yeah, Dominic's got really good wit like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. He's very witty, very, very witty. Very witty. I told you. Did I tell you about the time I went to cinema in Brooklyn?
No.
Okay, I went to watch White Chicks. That was the most fun cinema experience I've ever experienced in my life. Yo, you know those movies where like in Scary Movie they'll make fun of the fact that like black people always talking in the cinema or whatnot. That's real, bro. It's not a stereotype. As far as that experience goes, I was like, it's all real, bruh. People were wild, and I loved it. People were shouting at the screen. People like, when obviously the scenes with what's this guy's name now? The big guy and the white girls. They say, oh hell nah, niggas always be loving these white chicks. Like I'm like, okay, I get that, but like we watching the movie, but that was part of it. Like nobody looked around like why are you talking? It became normal, and then
Brooklyn though.
Pardon?
That can only happen in Brooklyn. It's like in Peckham Cinema.
I don't know, bro. Maybe somewhere else.
You watch Bad Boys 2. By the time the Will Smith scene was done, one guy was like, blah, blah, blah. Hey, we just all started laughing.
Yo. I mean, to be honest, like, okay, when it's me, my nigga, 50 Cent and B.I.G., when that came on, like, people were down there partying in the damn cinema.
You know what, though? I can understand that, though.
Bro, that moment was fantastic. I mean, that's one of my favorite, like, cinema-going moments of all time. But, like...
I think I think because it's a culture in the sense where, you know what I mean. That's how they go cinema. You know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
At home like that. So when they get into that cinema, because let's be honest, white people ain't queuing up to go watch films in that Brooklyn cinema.
Of course not. No. They hate that stuff, man. They try to watch it quietly. They try. You see that? Who was it that did the joke about how white people measure the distance from the screen? They do. They test for wind. I think it was Mark Curry.
That was a black comic, innit?
I think it was Mark Curry. Yeah.
Only a black comic will do observational comedy like that. White people measure the distance from the screen. There's something in that comedy that I'm trying to dissect, because I was watching Carlos the other day. Carlos, great stage presence and everything like that.
Always.
But the joke was about white people die. They didn't know that black people don't die. And so you do the first rant, which is, you know, black people died today. Oh my God, we're going to the funeral tomorrow, blah, 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 blah. And it goes, black people, you know, we don't die, we pass. You know, we passed the other day. Oh my God, when's the funeral? January, nigga. It was funny, but it just made me think to myself, what is that? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The white cinema guy, he measures the distance from the screen. So we make white hella anal. Right?
Yeah.
And then when it comes to black, it's just callous and chaotic.
Yeah.
That's always the flip. There's no in between. You know what I mean? Because here's the truth. The truth is, whereas I would go to the cinema and if it's a group of black people for, you know, for Friday or something like that, I won't mind a little, you know, hey, everyone get involved.
Yeah.
I'm trying to watch Schindler's List, dog. Yeah. Just show some respect now. Be quiet. Come on. This ain't right, yo. Come on.
Oh man, that's like an episode of Gogglebox I would like to see. A cinema full of the man that watches Schindler's List.
But here's the thing. It'd be interesting to see how they'll respond to Roots then in that cinema. If they were watching like a slave movie, for instance, would you think there'll be energy or would there be anger in that movie? Because I would hate to be in the cinema and it's anger. Fuck these white people, man. Okay. Whoa. Like, we don't know what's going on. And plus, there's probably no white people around, so we're going to channel that anger.
Bruh, I was there for Get Out. I watched Get Out twice. I watched it in LA and I watched it in Streatham. And the one, I think, that was, obviously, that had some racial undertones, so it's not as deep as a slavery movie. But the thing that was interesting about both experiences was that by the end, and I guess this is a testament to how well the story's written, everybody was cheering for Daniel's character. Everybody was relieved. Everybody felt the pain of, like, when the police lights showed up.
Did they feel pain or was it guilt?
I didn't think it was guilt. I thought everyone just rallied around a human story. Everyone was like, I see this guy's put in a terrible situation, and you see the police lights show up and you feel that dread because you know what that means for him as a character.
I was like, kill white people.
No, I mean, you know that scene at the end where he's killed everybody and then the police lights show up?
Yeah.
And you're supposed to think, oh, no, this nigga's gonna go to jail. It looks bad, blah, blah, blah. Did you feel that?
No.
You didn't feel that initial dread, like, oh, the police. And then you see Lil Rel show up.
Who cares if he goes to jail? He's just killed the whole house of white people. Like, you're supposed to go to jail. Like, I didn't care if he... Here's the thing. I don't want...
Wow.
Because the truth is this. Even if you killed that whole family in real life, there is a chance you will go to jail because you've murdered 4 people.
You didn't murder them. You just killed everybody in self-defense.
Okay, everybody in self-defense, nigga.
Everybody.
A whole white family, dog. You're doing at least 5. You're gonna take 5. Do this 5. We gonna get you right, though. We gonna get you right. They not send out a message that it's okay to kill white people in self-defense. They can't send out a message like that because white people go crazy. So, you know, but what I'm saying, I didn't feel, because, like, you know, I understand what you mean, because I think it was after 12, not after 12 Years a Slave, after Django, and the lights come on in the cinema, and I saw a group of white people huddled together, and they were crying.
Wow.
And I knew, this is when I knew I'm such a comedian, because I just wanted to go over there. It ain't real, y'all. to be crying in the cinema like this. You know, I was supposed to tell them, bro. I didn't even believe it. There's no way about it, man. It's cool.
This guy, you're something else, though.
Yeah, I like. Yeah, well, here's an interesting spin on the cinema experience. I mean, we could talk about how black people like to talk in the cinema. What about the white people that like to go and shoot up the cinema?
Golly,
was it Batman that came out and this motherfucker dressed up in the Batman costume and threw tear gas into the cinema? That's when I drew the lines. Like, I can understand being shot up in the cinema, but motherfucker threw tear gas.
Oh my goodness.
Say you, man,
bro.
Tear gas in there. You've got guns. You don't need to set the scene.
And do you know what it is? Do you know what it is? For a moment, there was someone in that cinema thinking, "Oh, they're making this realistic. This is nice. This is nice."
The moment the brother started, and we thank God for God's protection, man, because I can't imagine the pandemonium and the panic.
Yeah,
that kind of an experience. And this guy was off his nut. Now, why would you do that?
Bro, it makes no sense. You can't make sense of it, man. It makes no sense. It was wild.
Don't think human beings should have guns at all.
This is it. The problem is it's already out there. So now you're not dealing with an ideal situation. You're dealing with the reality of it.
No. And just because an idiot with a gun, shoots 2 apples or kills 2 people, doesn't take away from the people that respectfully carry guns and use it for protection and all the right things.
This is it, but this is the realness of it, and this is what we're constantly faced with, is a world where we have to deal with a certain amount of evil, and so I don't know if we want to take this down into the gun debate, but I don't know how heavy you want to get. I was about to talk about the snacks at the cinema, but I don't know where you want to go with this. I don't care about the gun debate because we don't have guns here. So, Well, we do technically.
You can't own a gun.
You can.
You can't own a gun. You can't own you have to jump through hoops in this country.
Yeah, you have to jump through mad hoops, but you can get a license for
when on ends bring out the tool, the ting. It's not even a great ting. Most of them are converted lighter.
Yeah.
So that's how hard it is. You know what I mean? So that's even a good thing. So if motherfucker's trying to shoot you, god damn, I didn't put the barrel in properly. Listen, I'm gonna go back outside.
Hey, wait a second while I quickly load the gunpowder in.
I quickly just try so a lot of those guns always jam because
Yeah, because they're not properly purpose made and so on.
In America, man.
You're right, man.
You can get an AK-47 on the streets.
Bro, I put in an application to join my local shooting club, and they told me, like, basically just don't even expect anything back for the next year.
They said fuck off.
They said therefore. But that's partly because they just have a lot of applications. But even at the start of that year, when they get back to me, it's gonna be like a 6-month observation period, criminal background checks, blah 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 blah. And this is all just to shoot.
So a good criminal background check. Like, say you were a heavy shooter in the street. Surely you're the right person for the club. You put out an application. I catch bodies.
The whole point is to not catch bodies. We out here doing.
It's called the Shooters Club, and I'm a shooter, and I'm not allowed there.
Ain't this some bullshit?
Ain't this some bullshit? They got a Shooters Club. They don't want shooters in.
Like, first of all, black men can't get in a black cab. Now the shooters can't get in the Shooters Club. What's going on?
Let the drivers in though.
Bruh.
Getaway car got get in there, but the shooter can't.
Bruh, I would love to do just like one night as a Def Comedy Jam comic, bro. Those guys must have had so much fun. Do you know how fun that was, just doing that, making up that bit with no thought behind it?
Yeah, but do you know how? But don't get it twisted though. If you weren't funny, it didn't always hit you.
Of course, and I saw them on stage not hitting.
What I mean is, I don't want to be a Def Jam comic and not hit, bro. I want the chairs folding up in the air.
Of course, we all want that. Yeah, but I mean, like you were just talking about that Carlos Miller joke where he's just talking about how, this just chaos with black people, blah blah blah. We're taking time to dissect it and stuff. He said it, and the people laughed. Do you know how freeing that must be to just say some stuff, just speak?
But I think if I was to do Def Jam, I would smash it in the way of being British and black. That would be my whole angle for the night, and I would give.
Like that's how Gina did it. That's how
I
Gina
would
Astro
go
did it.
condescending to the audience as well.
I'm not sure that's gonna play out, bro.
They love British people though, so they'll be like, it just must be interesting.
They do, but like, I mean, to be honest, Gina doesn't like suck up to them or anything like that. Gina did the whole thing as I'm black and I'm British, and she's the only one who's done Def Comedy Jam from our side. But what's interesting about it is that she does it like there's a weird thing that I've kind of understood from performing in America, and it's a matter of they don't mind you being a little snooty or a little, you know, making fun of them or whatever. But if they get the sense that you genuinely think you better than them, especially a black crowd in America, they switch like that. They don't want to hear no uppity Negro come up and say, "Oh, you guys spell color wrong. Where's the U?" I mean, they just.
You think that's the kind of material I'm going to be done?
Of course not, bro. I just this. Obviously, I respect the craft, but you said you're going to talk down to them the whole night.
No, I'm going to talk down to them because they talk down to us.
Yeah, but you know they don't like that, man. They're still upset that flipping John Boyega's getting roles, bro.
And that's where the comedy is. That's funny as fuck.
You want to go and antagonize them?
Like, imagine walking on and saying, "What's going on, man? Oh, I'm so happy."
They had an African American on, but
they managed to act your local star comic who's on the rise, so I can get a little spotty in that. For sure.
They do throw your American accent. Appreciate y'all. How did I do? Was that spot on? Y'all.
So unaware how stupid you're looking right now. It's just so nice to be around you, motherfuckers.
Yes, my niggas. Yes.
I saw a group of black women the other day. I said, "What's up, bitches?" He said, "Who's in the bitch?" I said, "You."
So I was walking down the sidewalk, and I said to myself, "Do you know what? Do you know what I need? A 40 ounce. I need a 40 ounce of malt liquor." Malt liquor.
I was enjoying being this black American experience. Then the police showed up, and I said, "Oh no, not one of those." Pretending, sir.
Real talk though. Like, a policeman let me go in America once he realized I was British.
That doesn't surprise me.
I mean, it doesn't surprise me either. But it was like, yeah, it was very real. I guess, you know, there's classification. I think Jean even has a joke about it, about telling the police officer, "Oh, I'm not that kind of black."
No. She said, "The policeman, you've been following me for 2 miles now." And then he goes, "Sorry, ma'am, I thought you was black."
Oh yeah, that's how she said it.
That was a good joke.
Yeah. So anyway,
I mean, performing in Montreal, that was I had all the Def Jam comics on there. What's her name? That woman's name.
Chocolate Monique, not Monique. Sorry,
Keep going. Chocolate, ice cream. No.
Sabor, Leanne Lord.
She's light skinned.
She's
the one that did the joke about when
Laura Hayes.
No, she's not old school Def Jam. She's more new school.
Okay.
She's come to Baby Fat.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I think I know who you're talking about. I don't know.
Yeah. And she was there. Kevin something Gates or something like that. He had smashed the latest Def Jam at that time.
Okay.
So he was there. A couple guys from the White Famous or Black Famous, that show.
No, I don't know, but yeah.
It was a show called Black Famous, I think. One of the guys who was on the show was there. So you had all these, comics from that kind of circuit, because it was a Kevin Hart thing. So,
Yeah.
Vibe. And then you had some white ones who were
Hood approved.
Yeah, but they weren't, they were just white people.
Yeah. But
I remember watching the show, and yeah, Americans perform comedy way different than we do, man. Way more different than we do. Theirs is a show, you know what I mean? Like, trying to get that Netflix special, that TV spot, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Very well polished in terms of a performance and stuff like that.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, like, it makes sense because their route to success is usually through having a well polished set that can go, like, you can do 3 minutes on Conan, or you could go do, 3 minutes on Def Comedy Jam or whatever it is. Whereas our route to success, is usually by doing an hour of wispy, thoughtful stuff that you take to Edinburgh, and then they now go backwards and book you to do 10 minutes on TV. It makes no sense to do it that way around, but that's what they value in this country.
Our method of comedy, I think, is better than theirs in the sense where you can make a living from performing in the clubs. You can't do so.
Yeah, I think it's definitely. I always say that, like, we're better for the middle. We're better for the middle. We can create enough. We can create a stable environment for enough comics to make a living doing their craft. But we don't make stars the same way America makes stars. The thing about them is that there's lots of people at the bottom.
Yeah.
But the people at the top are really at the top everywhere because they've had to work.
But the thing is, you say we don't make stars, but that's because if you think about it, Michael McIntyre probably when he tours England or just England, he's making more money or the same amount of money. Well, I won't say as like a Bill Burr, definitely, or even more, because he's England's national treasure. McIntyre reins it in, and then he's corporate alone.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's ridiculous. He was getting 40 grand in 2010 for a corporate. Can you imagine getting 40 grand for a corporate? And this is the worst part about his corporates. He took them seriously. Like, they were like, any town he's in, do some research and then do some material for the town that day. Like, when you hear that kind of story as a comedian, like, this nigga putting pressure on corporates, nigga. Now you feel like you have to, mention you're there. Because you know how it is with corporates. You're just trying to survive.
Yeah.
It bangs. But this guy's doing the work.
This guy's smashing corporates.
What? For a corporate. So what I realized was, and you know how it is. Look at Eddie Izzard and stuff like that. They'll cross the waters, end up in Ocean's 11, come back, do another backboard. Look at what's his name, Ricky Gervais. Even though his films were trash, but when you're in Britain, you're able to just do a madness.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, but it's for a select few. One,
yes.
Two, they still go over to America to go become global stars,
yes.
And then number three, there's an element to which it's like some have tried to cross over, but I don't think they all get that same love. Yeah. Some of it's a delicate game to play, and but I think I always say when I first started going to America, I would come back pumped and buzzed because even in a regular comedy club, I still felt like I was part of something huge. If you go into a regular comedy club in New York and Chappelle, Lawrence, Rock are all up on the wall, so and so does a pop in. Seinfeld used to play here, whatever it is. In your head, stand-up wise, that's huge. That's amazing. And that's amazing anywhere in the world. That's really, that gives you a certain amount of drive that, if you do well at this, you could literally be a global star. But I think even with UK acts, there's an element to which some of them think about, okay, maybe I'll go to America and I'll do that. But a lot of them think about becoming a star in the UK and maybe being able to do Australia.
That's what the market is for them. You think Joe Lycett's tripping off of LA? That nigga's cleaning up and he's in his own country. Like when it's a big show, he's him. He's the next Graham Norton. Calm.
Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense.
Jack Whitehall. Jack Whitehall's cleaning up.
Yeah, I don't doubt that they're cleaning up. I'm just saying that, like,
on his special.
Yeah, I'm saying the aspirations are different.
No, the aspirations are not different. It's just they don't need America. They don't need it. If they needed it, they'll be there, but they don't need it.
But somebody in America doesn't need the UK or doesn't need Australia, whatever it is, but it comes with the package. Partly because of who America is.
What's it called? Still, Chappelle cannot draw the same audience as Michael McIntyre in this country.
No, of course not.
He comes there for a quick flip. Doesn't need it though, but it's good money.
Yeah.
He can stay in America and make his money. But you got a little audience popping over here, so of course you're gonna come down.
But do you think Chappelle has an easier time cleaning up in the UK than Or does McIntyre have an easier time cleaning up in the US?
If he has his audience in the US, it's the same thing.
But that's my point. He doesn't. You won't get that
You
audience.
don't know if he doesn't do tours. You don't know if he does tours in the US because he does tours in South Africa.
Yeah. Oh, come on, man. All these like
my audience. And here's the thing. All I'm saying is this: if Malcolm McIntyre goes to America and gets 2,000 people in Utah, that's a result.
Fair.
Because that's what Dave Chappelle's getting here.
Well, Dave Chappelle's doing multiple nights, so
yeah,
he's getting more than that.
5 nights.
Yeah.
Right. So you're telling me Malcolm McIntyre can't do 5 nights of expats in America? Hell yeah, he can. If he wants to.
I don't know.
Because they do the best of British in Montreal. You know? We just don't know their schedule like that. Malcolm McIntyre, definitely. There's expats everywhere. Them motherfuckers go, wherever there's expats is where they go. So they go Dubai, they go South Africa, they go Australia, Singapore.
But I'm not talking about just expats. I'm talking about a star in America is a star in Malaysia. Chappelle can book a date in Malaysia right now. But I don't know if UK stars have that same pool. They have that same pool in certain countries, especially former colonies. All those like high white population, Australia, South Africa, those kind of spots. Maybe Singapore or whatever it is, like where a lot of expats are, like you said. But I'm talking about like with the locals. Like Chappelle can pretty much go to most countries on this earth and draw a crowd of people who are genuine fans from that country. UK acts don't have that same. But anyway, I don't want to get too much into business. But I just think, in terms of the way we're structured and on our mentality, I think in the UK it's a little bit limited, and in the US
you're missing it because
it's global.
America's always global. America has the bigger audience. It's the bigger country. And in this country, it's never been that. Not even their actors. Their actors are esteemed. They're more cherished over here, and they appreciate them in America. That's why it looks that way. But what I'm saying is, if you own the territory, the only thing you need is the territory. If you're big in England, you don't need America. America's just another market. It's just another source of you to just try and make your money. However, if you have your whole city on lock, that's where you're going to survive. Because if you think about in America, you look niggas from the South, they don't need LA. Because they got the South making them pop.
True.
Now cross over, then you're making crazy loot. But before that, you just need your city.
To be fair, there are some people who like just have a region, just have a state, just have a city.
Laughing.
And they're nice.
What's it called? John Bishop is nice in Liverpool forever.
Of course. Yeah.
The thingy, SEC Arena.